I have to say, as I've been shopping for some Christmas items on my phone, I can't believe how bad mobile UX still is on a lot of websites. And I realize even on some of the smaller businesses and mid-sized businesses, they're probably not paying a lot of attention to this. But it is pretty mind-blowing the garbage I just seen. It's at a point where it's hard to shop, and the way that the site looks, I don't even feel comfortable even putting my credit card number in. Like, is this site hacked? That's how bad it is. It's like, Jesus, people, get with mobile. I bet you start at Daggerfin, it's a company I own that does digital strategy stuff, growth strategies. Like, one of the first things we look at is how much of your traffic's mobile. How much of your traffic is getting converted as mobile? And it's like, you're looking at someone's website and it's like 37% of your traffic's mobile. Get your mobile experience cleaned up. And I mean, hell, even like the content driven sites, it's like you can get a decent theme that is like mobile responsive and ready to go. But I feel like people just don't care. Do you ever step in your customer's shoes and think about where are they procuring this from? Is it a product? Is it a service? A lot of times if you're selling B2B services, there's a probability that someone's sitting at work behind a desk on a 13-inch laptop to anywhere up to, who knows, a 32-inch monitor. Yeah, they're probably going to get the desktop experience if they're at work trying to buy a B2B service or a product, for example. But consumer shopping, that type of stuff, there's a high probability they're going to do it on a phone, or at least their initial research. A lot of people will find stuff they like on a phone, they'll add it to a cart maybe, but a lot of people still feel more comfortable putting their credit card number or processing a transaction through their desktop. So they might find something, at lunchtime, and when they get home from work, then they're going to buy it, right? For one of the companies I own that's B2C related. Happens very often. Someone will call us during the day, call us at lunchtime, get some information. They did all the research while they're on lunch, and then later that evening, you'll actually see the sale come through. But I don't understand how, going into 2022, with the access to my technology out there, why people don't have their mobile cleaned up at this point. Are you not paying attention? Do you not care? I ran into a local restaurant here that had no idea that the portal on their website was saying they're closed until 4 p.m. And I'm like, look, dude, I've been trying to order food here for a month. I got a new studio for all my podcasts and media content. And I'm down here and I want to get some lunch. And it's, a restaurant I like. And it's like I keep going and it says you're closed. And I figured, it's COVID hours. You're not open. He's like, no, we're open at noon. He's like, some days we're open at 11. I'm like, well, your website says 4 o'clock. And when I check the portal to see if I can place an online order, it says you don't open till 4. So I just go somewhere else. So he probably lost out on just a couple $100 just on me. But it's like they're just not paying attention to this stuff. And this is why it's really important to have KPIs and metrics and measure all this stuff and get in your analytics, see what's going on, look at bounce rates, look at the different technology. Is there that many people asleep at the wheel right now? And I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm browsing. I'm trying to buy some stuff at smaller manufacturers. I need for my studio. I need to add some hardware racks to house some like compressors and that type of stuff, and master bus type hardware, so full rack width. And I'm looking for a rack, and I didn't like the stuff I saw at Sweetwater, so I was looking for something that looks a little nicer. And I found one that's kind of like custom built. It's really nice, but the website was so goddamn terrible. And it's like, man, I don't want to order from these people right now because I don't trust it. And you just keep browsing around, or someone else that was a larger company. You probably see them at the mall. The mobile experience was so irritating. And then, even on some of the content sites, you got pop-ups. Why are you giving me a pop-up that takes over my screen, man? It's pop-ups are like what 1997. Get rid of the goddamn pop-ups. Do one of those plugins that put something up at the top of the page. Give me a pop-up. Something that's a floater that goes with me page to page, 10% off. Sign up now. Like do something like that. Don't do a whole page takeover on a mobile device. Are you out of your mind? And even worse, either something's wrong with the plugin or tracking on the cookie side. But you go to the next page, and within the next page, every page you went to, the pop-up kept coming back like you're like it's your first visit to the site. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, someone's asleep at the wheel over here. But this is how much room there is. Like we're not even talking like digital transformation right now. We're just talking about cleaning up the fundamentals. That's why I came across this article. It was just posted, but it's one of those things that's like doing a technical audit. Not even technical audit. I try to get on my websites, and I got a lot of websites, at least once a week, and just go through on mobile and desktop to see, did an update come down and screw something up? Is something misaligned? Are these contact forms working? We have, people at the different companies. They go through and they make sure that the phone numbers work on the website, that the emails work, that the contact forms work. Go through mobile, make sure nothing's kind of disjointed or screwed up or something's, makes it look like your brand doesn't have their stuff together. You have to pay attention to these things. Just say every Monday morning you're going to come in, or every Friday, pick a day, 9 o'clock, once a week, you go through your entire website. I mean, you don't got to go through every single page, but the money pages, right? Your big landing pages, your conversion pages, your contact pages, checkout pages, home page. You go through all this stuff, or have someone do it on mobile and desktop and make sure it's clean. And then you start thinking about UX and the kind of improvements you can make, especially on the mobile side, knowing that more and more traffic's going mobile. But you got to keep in mind, a lot of people still buy through desktop, so you got to have both. I just find it's crazy. We know how big for our businesses our websites are and the mobile experience, but we seem to put so little effort into it or so little care. Or, someone will say, I don't mess with it because it really doesn't do nothing for us. And it's like, well, it's not doing anything for you because it's not done right. And I think that's an issue we have, at least in the small business world, a lot of times when we're on consulting engagements, where they do something kind of half-assed and then it doesn't work, and then they say, see, it doesn't work, that's why we shouldn't spend any time on it. And it's like, well, you didn't do it right, and if you don't do it right, then you're not going to get the results. And it's hard, like in the business world, before I make a decision, I have to know that it was done right, and then I got to look at the data to go with it. If it was done exactly the way it should have been done, and it was done at a high level, and it didn't work, then we say it didn't work. A lot of times you just find out that it just wasn't done right, and that's why you didn't get the results. And there's very few things on the website technology side that if you put a lot of effort in that you don't get return investment on. UX, simplifying pages, SEO, speed on your website, simplifying the checkout process. Some of these websites you got to go through like 4 or 5 pages to the checkout. You know what ones work? When it's like you can hit the buy now button and you can just check the hell out right now. Setting up Apple Pay options or Google Pay options, Amazon, like giving people multiple options to check out. How many, I was just on a website, it might have been Nordstrom, and then they got PayPal, and they don't have Apple Pay. And I'm thinking, yeah, sure, I'm guessing the audience overall, like probably everyone's got PayPal at some point. And then you get into device specific, you're going to go Google Pay versus Apple Pay, and that's like maybe 50% of the audience and 50% of the audience. But you think about the amount of online shopping that's done at a luxury store, I'm thinking Apple Pay would be one of the primary things I want up there. I'd probably want Apple Pay and PayPal. A lot of impulse buys are made when someone can just hit the Apple Pay button or the Google Pay button. If someone's got to go dig out their wallet or their purse, walk across the house, or go find their credit card information. A lot of people just those sales don't convert because they have time to check them. They have time to talk themselves out of it. A lot of impulse buys when you can just hit that. I do that shit all the time on Amazon Prime. It's like, I need to buy, just click. All right, it's coming tomorrow. Like, the simpler you make it for your customers to purchase, they're going to purchase. And that's particularly on mobile. Probably more impulse buys on mobile than desktop if you can measure that. So Again, I don't know why 2021, 2022, we still got this kind of stuff going on in the mobile world. But if you're a small business owner, if you're into working for a medium-sized business, large business, and you're not focusing on mobile, the experience, simplifying checkout, getting rid of the whole page pop-up takeovers, you got to do it. You're missing out, plain and simple. Anyways, you got any thoughts, ideas, tips? Drop a comment below. I'd be curious to see them. Until then, I'm going to catch you on the next one.